Hello again, everyone. Louis here, and welcome back to Acorn Hill. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a while since I posted a video, and today it is another DIY how-to video. This time, propagating one of our favorite summer plants, the hydrangea. There are certain kinds of hydrangeas that we grow here in the property, and today I want to show you this section of the garden right near my potting shed where it has become very verdant, very green. I got my figs growing here and an elephant ear. Limelight hydrangeas are down below on the second level, and down on the very bottom level, this is where I have all my propagation boxes, just simple plastic bins. Here in this plastic bin, I have boxwoods that I'm trying to propagate from cuttings. These are softwood cuttings, meaning there's a part of the growth that is still soft and pliable, but I do cut right at the junction of the hardwood and the soft tissues. This is the Hydrangea macrophylla, the mop head, and as you can see, there are two different colors to the stems of this hydrangea. The brown one that is all the way to the bottom, and that green, bright green colored ones that are teeming with hormones right at the leaf nodes, at the leaf junction. And this is the perfect time, late August, is when I start selecting these branches that I will be growing for my future hydrangea mini bushes for next year. It's the perfect time to take cuttings because all these growth, they are happening right at the leaf node. And as you can see, some of them now start to form lateral buds forming between the main stem of the plant and the leaf. Leaf nodes are full of hormones at this stage because all the summer growth have already maximized. They are rearing to form roots or rearing to branch out. So today I will show you how I do my yearly propagation from cuttings in order to get free plants. The best time to take leaf cuttings and stem cuttings is on a cloudy, not too sunny day because it's not hot. I just cut them basically below a leaf junction. As you can tell from what I'm doing on the video, I've cut them about an inch, inch and a half down below a set of leaf nodes. What I will do is I will clean these stems off of leaves and prepare them for when I stick them in a water bottle, a plastic water bottle that you could get or recycle if you have them laying around. And from there, we place perlite in order for them to grow within a very moist, humid environment. Here in the shot, I am just trying. Look at those buds, by the way. I hope you can see them. As I mentioned earlier, these stems are filled with growth hormones and they concentrate right along the leaf nodes. Those leaf nodes are currently trying to form other branches that would form a 45-degree branch from the main stem of the plant. This is the perfect time. I cannot stress it enough because all these hormones, we don't want them to go to waste. We'd rather get them used for root production. I trim off all these leaves, and as you can tell from how they've grown this year, the leaves are robust. They are hardy and healthy, and the veining on the leaves are very deep. Usually is a good sign that the plant is very healthy and happy in their growing conditions. So I put them, I place them on a table and start cutting all these excess leaves and just leave about, right at the top, leave about 2 or 3 pairs of leaves. Very straightforward. Just make sure that you use a pair of sharp secateurs or a pair of scissors that will snip them off very cleanly. And as we go down below, that's usually how I would cut them. Oh, I would say a quarter of an inch, exactly about a quarter of an inch below that previous leaf node. Those two leaf nodes from the bottom where I'm cutting right now and the second and third up, those are the ones that I'm hoping will produce the roots as we place them in a bottle. Now also what we want to do here is right on the tip. This is what we call pruning or trimming the apical growth. All these hormones want to form leaves right at the top. And we want to stop that growth so that those hormones will remain within the stem and not continue to push up, forming more leaves. So that's one of the best tips that I have, a hot tip for you guys in propagating. Propagating soft stems are easy and just requires a couple of weeks. But by trimming or pruning off, taking off the tip at the top, we are preventing the hormones from producing leaves. And we want the hormones to concentrate on forming roots right at the leaf junction. Now you see I have three or four pairs of leaves here. I continue to strip them, the stem of these leaves, so that we just could get a decent size couple of pairs of leaves. I am trimming off some of the bigger ones as I'm showing you on this video. Leaves are good for being solar panels. We still need chlorophyll, and the chlorophyll will be the food for these stems to start helping the stems get those roots out. Leaving too much leaves still attached to the stem will not be helpful, as they will only cause the stem to lose a lot of moisture, a process called transpiration. And within the community of folks that do propagation and or for horticulturists and experts, that's what they seriously recommend for us DIYers to always remember. So cutting them off, leaving maybe just a half of a bigger leaf and not taking off the entire leaf structure will continue, allow the stem to continue producing chlorophyll, which will produce the sugars that will help in root production. Now, this is a good set of cuttings that I have in my hand. Good size, lengthwise, girthwise, prime specimens enough that are good for putting in this plastic bottle. What I have is a cheap water bottle, a used water bottle that I usually cut off at the top, just a couple of inches below the actual opening of the bottle. And then we cut some slits right on the bottom of the plastic bottle. This is for drainage, and we want good drainage to happen here. Anything that prevents water from coming out will rot the stem, and so that's what I do, making sure that those are prepared in the beginning. And by the way, guys, don't worry about how you can follow through and how you will keep this simple for when you are interested in doing your own propagation. I will be putting a very basic guide down the description box of this video. I will also put a couple of links related to propagation, as I have been propagating quite a lot of different plant materials that I've taken from the garden. Okay, getting back to what I'm doing here, I have prepared the bottle. I have the drainage holes on the bottom of the plastic bottle, and now I'm pre-filling this with perlite. Perlite is an organic material that is completely porous and lightweight, used mainly as an adjunct to keeping the soil loose, friable, and well draining. This is the perfect material that I use for propagation as well. One thing of note, when we propagate, stems only need moisture, heat, proper amounts of light, and the right humidity for the stems to form roots. Anything heavier than perlite will only cause the tips of these stems to rot, and what a waste, because you've grown them all throughout the year only to end up rotting in the process of propagation. So in any case, what I'm doing, as I'm showing you, is I'm sticking all these different branches, different lengths, into, sometimes I just wiggle it in, rotate the branches themselves in order for them to get fully stuck into the rooting medium. They get denser and denser as I squeeze in and stick these stems into the bottle. But that, you get the idea. This thing is easy to produce and easy to keep. Some of them, this is a different set of stems that I'm now sticking into. Sometimes I use the method of just pouring the perlite directly into the bottle while I'm holding the bottle and the stems, keeping them kind of separated so that they get enough room for each. Stems will be comfortably seated and contained in this bottle. Roots will form, so forth and so on. So what do we do after we get them all nicely secured in bottles? Well, over time, I do this project in the morning before going to work or after work. And over time, I get a collection of mini bottles that I now put in this propagation box. My propagation box has holes. I have drilled about 8 holes down the very bottom of this plastic bin so that when I water, the water does not collect within the container. We don't want to do that because we're defeating the purpose of the free drainage that we wanted to avail for all the cuttings that we've just produced. And so I will spend a couple more days in slowly choosing some of my cuttings, and each individual bottle will be placed as this entire bin gets filled. Every morning, I water them like this, and then I put the lid back. It's an easy process. Putting the lid back on, whether it's sunny or hot, it will still keep that humidity in the container. I hope you guys like this video. We will make sure that we get all the notes on the description box. This is Louie, and we'll see you back soon on the next video here on Acorn Hill.